All right. Hi, Anne. How are you
Laura,
today?
good. It's good to see you again. I love
Nice
it.
to see you too.
Well, as you know, I am a um, deeply committed reader.
Yes,
I love fiction. I've spent my entire life, being voraciously reading.
I know. You're so inspiring how much you read.
I love the spoken word, and
Hmm.
there's nothing better than seeing how a good writer can turn a phrase.
Yes.
And just write some sort of a killer sentence that takes your breath away.
Oh,
The
yeah.
gasp, like, oh my gosh, I've just never seen or thought of anything like that, and the way it was put is just so gorgeous. Like recently, I read a book called Orbital, which was about by Samantha Harvey about
Mm.
astronauts in space on the space station living there for a year, and each one
Oh,
having their thoughts about what it's like to be in space for a year orbiting around the Earth. And it's
amazing.
poetic prose.
Hmm.
One thing I've come to know about you is that I think that's the same is true, a love for the spoken word and a love for writing and
Hmm.
good writing, and being able to communicate clear messages,
Right.
right? That's also a thing about, clarity. And I think that my understanding is that you've been doing more and more writing for
Yes.
your coaching business and also
Hmm.
for other pursuits,
Hmm.
and enjoy working with people to, like, for instance, craft a profile, right?
So much writing these days. It's like a new part of my creativity. And I wasn't I mean, I knew I could write. Even before I wanted to be an actor, while like when I was really little, I wanted to be a writer. And um, and I think what it is as you're saying, it's communicating the message. And I think that it's funny. Now I'm going to get tongue tied, but I think my secret power is the ability to communicate what a director, a playwright, an author, a producer wants communicated to an audience. I
Hmm.
think that's my superpower. I think that's the career work that I had for many, many years.
You're kind of like a conduit of clarity.
Yes, a conduit of clarity. There we go. And then that morphed into um, what are you trying to say to your spouse? What are you trying to say or communicate to your children or to this? Are your needs and desires and goals being communicated in a way that they can be heard? And I think that a lot of my divorce coaching or life coaching takes that form sometimes, right?
Mhm.
Right. And then I started doing, of course, when, we have websites and we have blogs. And so I started doing a lot of writing and training on copywriting for websites. And that shifted into editing website copy. And that shifted into writing for um, other professionals. And so I've become a bit of a ghostwriter. And
Wow,
I'm writing 40 to 50,000 words a month these days.
that's
For
amazing.
It's crazy how much, and I've been interviewing people. I do a lot of what you're doing, asking questions and interviewing and then really listening. What is their tone of voice? What are their speech patterns? Who are they? And then again, what are they trying to communicate to their potential client, to their reader? Who are they trying to communicate to? And it's been fascinating work. It's just been fascinating.
Wow, and I guess you're also, you're trying to find out a few things maybe they don't always quite know too,
Mm-mm.
right? And
Right.
so encouraging them to have a strong vision, perhaps.
Well, it's also helping them get the clarity of the vision,
Mhm.
really like clarifying who they are or who they want to become, because often people build a website or write an article in order to communicate something. So it's different things. Sometimes I'm working with clients who are unsure of their future business. Sometimes there's that. Then there are people who are very busy, but they need a blog because the
The
whole
currency.
Google machine, the world, the way that we communicate these days, it's just we need that.
Yeah.
And then um, so they need material and they're busy. So
Huh.
I write for them and I
Mhm.
will interview them and try to, and of course they always approve what I write. But also what's fascinating is I've been working on these projects with professionals who they may be an attorney, they may be a finance person, they may be steeped in their lingo, a
Mhm.
doctor, a therapist, steeped in their lingo
Right.
that nobody in the real world can understand. So I have to take their lingo
Uh-huh.
and make it palatable and understandable to a reader in the
A
real world.
lay person who doesn't know that language.
That's right. And so I've written these crazy things that, you know, um, it's amazing. I just have a knack for doing this. And then I'm also working on two rare disease websites and
I was gonna say
communicating
that you've done a lot of work on health, in the area of health.
a lot of health, a lot of legal, a lot of therapy,
Mhm.
finance, um, educational coaching, um, divorce, of course, relationships, of course, dating, of course. Um, the breadth of work that I write these days, day camps, farms,
Nice.
it's fascinating and it's really interesting. And frankly, it's a lot of fun.
Right. I mean, the variety of subject keeps it interesting right there, you
It
know?
does. It does. And it's all about communicating the message.
Do you
It's,
have a specific example of something that you just did that, ended up being a nice polished product that helped a client?
oh, sure, but I can't tell you who they are.
Okay, don't tell me. We'll just pass it that.
I've done about 40 articles this month alone.
Wow, 40 articles in one
Right.
month.
But you could go to my website and see what I've written there. I can't tell you who my
Can't
clients
reveal.
are.
But like just an example of a subject matter that you worked on that
I
particular.
see, I see. Uh, well, um, I'm looking at my list of articles. Um, what did I do this? Um, it's not going to give it away. I have to think about that. How
You have to figure out how to say this.
I know I have to
Go
figure out
back
how to say this
revealing your
exactly.
sources. Yes.
You've got me here.
Journalist code.
That's right. Um, without tipping the client, probably I wrote about young moms
Great.
and the loneliness and the identity crisis of a young mom,
Yeah, I remember
right?
that crisis.
That's right. That shift from being a professional to being a mom or loving your children, but never feeling like you have a moment to yourself. I write
Hmm.
a lot about that. I write a lot about um, how to date,
Yes.
how to date. So, and um, what you're looking for in dating. So there's all this talk about red flags and green flags. I've written a lot of articles on red flags and green flags and or places to go on dates in certain cities, which I can't mention. Um, or I've written about um, certain animals at a particular farm, and this was very, very creative about the difference between who's smarter, goats or sheep, you know, things like that.
Well, I think if you participate in goat yoga, goats are gonna.
Exactly. Goat yogas is a great one. And their clients all over the world. I've also edited a couple of books and a dissertation on
Cool.
macroeconomic issues and concepts. And it's been fascinating because you're working with, I'm either editing material they've written So
Mhm.
with the rare diseases, I don't know anything about rare diseases, but I can learn a great deal from reading and then taking the rare disease information and making it understood by, for example, a parent whose child just gets diagnosed with something,
With it, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And reassuring them and providing them some semblance of support or direction or both.
Mhm.
So it's been really interesting to do that.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like kind of constantly stimulating and challenging for you intellectually as well. And you've got to keep
Yes.
on your toes and being open to research and reading and steeping yourself in a subject and then reflecting back the best approach for your client. It's a
It's
powerful thing to be involved in.
it's been great. And it's just another hat of coaching. It's just a different way. I think what's interesting is when I was first in the public eye, people knew me primarily as an actor. And
Mhm.
then when websites, we got into the 2000s and I built my first websites, and there's a lot of brand recognition, my name out there if you do a Google search. I thought I have to keep my coaching separate from my acting. And now I'm just like mishmash. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is how I am creative. I'm a coach. I'm an actor. I'm an
Writer,
editor, writer. I just do it. That's what I do. And so the only thing I don't put on my website is I'm a landlord. I rent houses too. So that I haven't done.
I know that you're good at real estate. That's
Yeah.
one of your skills.
So I think part of the resilience and the agility that I bring into all of my coaching, right? We talked about that a little bit in the past, and is that we have to keep moving. We have to recreate ourselves. We have to keep going. We have to be interesting and we have to be interested. We have to be
Yeah.
creative in our process. And I think that helps keep us young and vibrant. And um,
It's a duality.
it definitely is a duality. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how do you take care of yourself with all these balls in the air? You have like so much talent here with divorce coach, life coach, acting coach, writer, editor, messenger of resilience and action and positivity and positive change. And what about you on your? Oh, I know you walk a lot. Is that
Yeah.
one of your
I walk a lot.
the
I work
things that
out.
you do to give you this, incredible joie de vivre that you offer to your clients?
Thank you. So I get energy from the work I do. That
Mhm.
helps, right? And yes, it's exhausting. Like there are days
Yeah,
on a computer all day that I'm done. I'm just cooked,
right.
right? I admit it. And there's also times when clients are going through a difficult time and I go to my therapists or
Mhm.
healers or coaches and get support also, right? Like
Good.
I need to also um, take care of myself. But you mentioned exercise. I definitely exercise. I'm not always great at how I eat, but I watch what I eat. And fortunately, there most of the time I get energy from what I'm doing. So it's not a burden. I'm very blessed right now to work with people and doing the work I do at this point in my life that actually feed me as opposed to drain me. So that's no small feat.
That's more than many people can say.
Yes.
To have
And
achieved that is really significant.
yes. And I think what I did is I didn't give up.
Hmm.
Like I kept looking for it. I kept looking for it.
Hmm.
And also, I practice what I preach. If
Well, that's why I asked you because I think
yeah,
that you do, but I wanted you to tell us about it
yeah,
because I think that's, really important.
right, right. Like if I say to my clients, "Where's your discipline? Where's your rhythm? Um, what's your diet like? What's your sleep schedule like? What's your exercise like? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What kind of work? All right, this is the work you're doing for now. Do you need to change it? We're moving. Like, and
Mhm.
also minding your mind. That's a really big part of the work I do too, is um I have to mind my own mind.
Yeah,
I have to, I too can devolve into an emotional mess if I'm not practicing what I am coaching my clients to do, which is be resilient or mind your mind or uh,
persevere.
persevere,
Mhm.
um, find a purpose, do it like that. And like I said, when I didn't coach when I first went through all of my, I mean, we're kind of segueing into divorce coaching for a minute, but like I didn't coach right away because I wasn't well enough
Yes,
to help other people,
right.
right? So I didn't. I I was struggling. And so but I'm not struggling anymore. And I'm,
It's obvious.
yeah, and so by not struggling, by being resilient, by you've heard me say this, pull up your big girl pants, let's go.
One of
Um
my favorite phrases that you tell me.
yeah, right. That I bring that into all arenas. And
Mhm.
I'm when I work as a editor or writer, I'm not as tough on those clients,
Oh, yes. No, I
right?
see you as being a gentle editor,
Yeah.
who's
They're not paying me to kick them in the butt. They're paying me to either write for them or to polish what they've written. So that's not my place. It's
so
not the same.
you're facilitating.
I'm facilitating. There we go. So those clients don't get, that's a very different part of me, right?
Mhm.
A different part of me that comes out. And it's, yeah, it's just different. So anyway, it's a whole new adventure, this writing and editing, and it's been a lot of fun.
I think it's enormously exciting, and sounds like it's a widespread contribution to many different subjects and arenas. So
You know what? You know what's so sneaky, Anne? I'll share this, and then it's really fun to see the articles that I've written rank when you on Google, and to know that even though somebody else's name is on it, I wrote it. I
yes.
feel like I'm like when I coach men, I know I'm coaching a lot of women. By
Yes.
coaching one man. And so I know when I write for a therapist or I write for a doctor, I'm helping a lot of people. And
Ah,
so I get a thrill. There's a part of me that I'm like, look at me. I might not be on a national soap opera, in front of millions of people every day, but my work is getting out there still. So it's been kind of fun.
I love
Um,
that you're trusting in your effectiveness
yeah.
and power and your ability to influence in a positive way. It's
Yeah, it's really important to me everywhere. That's really important to me is do no harm. Help.
yeah, you are totally doing that. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I will see you again soon. Thank you
Yeah, I look
so
forward to
much.
it. You're the best.
Thank you.